Founded in 1889, St. Leo is the fourth largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay, through its online programs, and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
And a happy Tuesday evening, ladies and gentlemen. We bid you greetings and salutations for the first time in nearly 3 weeks at the Bowman Activity Center, where first place in the Sunshine State Conference is on the line this evening as the Tampa Spartans, winners of their last 9 matches, take on the St. Leo Lions. Tampa leading the league with a 7-2 mark. St. Leo 1 game back with a 6-3 clip. Good evening, everyone. My name is Victor Anderson. Glad that you're with us on StLeoLions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. The crossover is done, and once again, the Sunshine State Conference displayed their superiority over the Ghost Dot Conference and Spring Hill College from the SIAC. The Sunshine State Conference won 25 of their 33 matchups that took place this past weekend in Hoover, Alabama. 2 of the 4 teams that went 3-0 will take to the court this evening. Both Tampa and St. Leo swept their way through the weekend. Tampa not dropping a set in those 2 days in Hoover, Alabama. St. Leo dropping the 3rd set to Mississippi College before finishing out the Lady Choctaws in 4. It's a far cry from when these first 2 teams played back in September 21st at the Martinez Center, where Tampa fell in 4 sets to the Lions thanks to a superb individual effort by Annalise Fitzy, who had led the Lions with 15 kills and had 3 service aces, in spite a tough offensive day for the outside hitters for St. Leo. Victoria Morgi, Ashley Cuero, Nina Vatabas combined for only 9 kills in that 4-set win at Tampa on September 21st. Tampa, after that match, lost a tough 5-set thriller at Barry and have not lost a match since, and have only dropped 4 sets in total during their winning streak. The key component for the resurgence of the Spartan program is the reigning player of the league in the junior, Katie McKeel. Hit .299 at the crossover, averaging 3.67 kills per set. Had a double-double performance versus West Georgia, 10 kills, 14 digs. Actually had double-doubles in 2 of their 3 matches in Alabama this past weekend. She is the early front-runner for Conference Player of the Year. Top 5 in the conference in kills and kills per set. Actually leads the conference in kills and kills per set. And it's with the honor she won on Monday. It's a 3-time Player of the Week. And they have a tremendous center in the form of Sammy Mueller, was the most outstanding player in Tampa's national championship run last season. And Mueller is rounding back into form. Just last week was named Setter of the Week after leading Spartans to a pair of 4-set wins on the road at Embry-Riddle and at Florida Tech. St. Leo, you know their firepower, strength in numbers. This time in the crossover, it was Annabella Akari who was pairing the load along with Michelle Cuervo. Cuervo and Akari were named to the all-tournament team. Cuervo in the first meeting versus Tampa had a career-high 14 kills, hit .417, and played solid on the back row for St. Leo. Akari named to the all-crossover team as well and had some big blocks in their win versus Tampa on Saturday, the 21st of September. Again, the significance of this matchup, Tampa 7-2 in conference in a logjam at the top. First and 5th place in the conference, separated by only 1 full game. St. Leo down at the bottom at 6-3. But if St. Leo wins tonight, they are tied for first in the conference with Tampa, but have the all-important head-to-head tiebreaker, which could loom huge as this season progresses on. The winner of this matchup will likely be in position to sweep the weekend, as both teams will have Rollins on their respective home turfs this weekend. Tampa hosts the Taurus on Thursday, while St. Leo will host Coach Michael Robinson and company on Saturday here at the Bowman at 4 o'clock per serve. Of course, you can watch the action here on StLeoLions.com. For the Sunshine State Conference digital matchup, A full slate on this Tuesday evening. Lynn takes on Palm Beach Atlantic. Eckerd takes on Florida Southern and Lakeland. Berry taking on Nova Southeastern. And Embry-Riddle goes to Melbourne to take on Florida Tech. So, of course, the marquee matchup taking place right here in the Bowman as St. Leo looks for their series sweep versus the Tampa Spartans. And Tampa looks to create a little bit of separation between themselves and the rest of the Sunshine State Conference. Starting lineups, first serve coming up for you here at the Bowman Activity Center. Glad that you're with us here at the Bowman Activity Center on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network and stleolions.com.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by.
Because when you're a victim of sexual assault, no one should stand alone.
It's on us!
I sold my dream house to buy my first Domino's store.
I built my store with my bare hands.
I used my college savings to buy my store. It means everything to me.
But we've decided to tear them down.
We love what we do, but not where we do it. Come and see our remodeled stores when you carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Founded in 1889, St. Leo is the fourth largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay, through its online programs, and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams, discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Tampa just finishing up being introduced to their starting lineups. Very familiar lineup for the Spartans, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Victor Anderson, welcome you back to the Bowman Activity Center as they will cut off the lights and get you the introduction of the St. Leo Lions.
And now, let's meet your St. Leo Lions. Starting at defense specialist, a 5'1" senior from Lakeland, Florida, number 1, Fabiola Rosado. Starting at right side hitter, a 5'10" senior from Tampa, Florida, number 4, Victoria Omorji. Starting at a setter, a 5'11" redshirt junior from Merritt Island, Florida, number 8, Anna Garrett. Starting at middle blocker, a 5'11" senior from Walton, New Zealand, number 10, Annalise Fitzy. Starting at outside hitter, a 6' senior from Trieste, Italy, number 14, Nina Vatogas. Starting at a middle blocker, a 5'10" junior from Shelby Township, Michigan, number 20, Annabelle Akari. And at libero, a 5'6" sophomore from Geneva, Illinois, number 5, Peyton Balano. The Lions are led by head coach Jason Scotch, along with assistants Abigail Mosher, Michael Scherer, and Derek Bennett.
Don't worry, folks. The light bill has been paid, so as you can see, the lights are coming back up here to Bowman Activity Center. You take a look at Chris Kadnack and Jason Scotch, a combined 1,500 wins between these two legendary coaches. Tampa and St. Leo set to meet for the 93rd time here in the volleyball court. Tampa holds the all-time series lead 86-6, but St. Leo looking for their 6th win in their last 9 matchups over the visiting Spartans. Tampa 14-6 in league, 7-2 overall. Here's the lineup for Coach Chris Kadnack. On the outside, joining on the right side will be the junior, number 8, Melissa Elias out of Lake Mary, Florida. Joining her will be another junior, number 9, Sarah Holton out of Osteen, Florida. And the reigning offensive player of the week from Colorado Springs, number 11, Katie McKeel. In the middle, young but very dangerous, the sophomore number 10, Kamari Potter out of Daytona Beach. And the freshman number 19, Mackenzie Dufresne out of Tarpon Springs. The center, the reigning most outstanding player in the NCAA championships, Sammy Mueller. And the libero you see in a red jersey, Nicole Dominguez out of Apopka, Florida. And of course, Chris Kadnack in his 36th year, looking to close in on win number 1,100 of his Hall of Fame illustrious career. For St. Leo, with a 15-5 mark, 6-3 in conference, led by Jason Scotch, first year at St. Leo, 15th year overall. Line up a very familiar one. Fabiella Vassallo will be the defensive specialist, junior out of Lakeland, Florida. Outsides will be number 14, Vata Vaz from Trieste, Italy, and Victoria Amorgi, who's closing in on a significant milestone, which we'll highlight during this broadcast. In the middles will be the seniors, Annalise Fitzy and Annabella Akari, and Aguirre will be the center and the libero in the green, number 5, the sophomore Peyton Balano. Rosado will serve to start off our matchup this evening. First swing dug out by Rosado. Lions won the opening meeting in 4 in Tampa back on September 21st. Tipped, just sails wide. Good idea by McKeel. Goes wide. First point of the match belongs to the Lions. St. Leo actually was trailing in a significant portion of the second set, but Annalise Fitzy triggered a run with her service game to get the Lions come back. And mentioning McKeel slams home that first kill. Side out for the Spartans. Tampa coming in, as we mentioned, winners of 9 straight. Swept the crossover last weekend in Hoover, Alabama. Did not drop a set, beating West Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, Montgomery, and Alabama, Huntsville. Mueller with the tough serve. It'll be a service ace for the senior, Sammy Mueller. Mueller's service game, very underrated. Her 14th service ace on this season. Tampa middle of the league in aces per set. Overpass and give that one to the freshman, Dufresne. On the overtouch by Rosado. 3 straight points for Tampa. Rosado clean receive this time off the Mueller serve. And Amorgi takes home her first kill. Tori Amorgi powers home the kill. Tori comes in with that kill, now 12 kills away from becoming the 7th Lion all time to eclipse the 1,000 kill mark. Milano serves. Lions down 2, serving 3. Make that 4-2. As that one goes off the hands of Rosado. Another kill for Katie McKeel. McKeel, her second kill early on in this opening stanza. McKeel leads the conference in total kills and kills per set. You saw an example right there, and Toya Morgie did a little bit of fire of her own. She gives home another kill, side up for the Lions. Skylar Singleton will come on the floor and will serve, and see Jason Skosh having a conversation with Fitzy and Vadovas. For the freshman, Singleton will serve. Tip shot blocked by Fitzy. Pop back over to the St. Leo side. Rosado only sends a free ball back over. About the middle of the Dufresne, that's that staple that's made Tampa such a force in this conference, that quick middle set. Side out for the Spartans.
Number 19, Mackenzie Dufresne.
Dufresne will serve off screen to the bottom right. Over to Vadovas, who will get the pass from Garrett. Off the net, off the ground. Free ball by Fitzy goes wide. Point for Tampa. So it's 6-3. So 6-3 Tampa in set 1. Victor Anderson, glad as you're with us. Dufresne stays on serve. Gets over the left shoulder of Rosado. Service air. Side up for St. Leo. We'll take our first look at Michelle Cuervo. And it'll be Nina Vatovas to serve. Vatovas, during the last homestand for St. Leo, had averaged 3.83 kills per set, including powering home 14 in their win versus Lynn 3 weekends ago. Cuervo tools it off the block, off the far side antenna, off Melissa Elias. The Lions cut the deficit to 1. Vadovas back to serve. St. Leo, the top 15 hitting team in the nation, leading the conference, hitting .257. And they already have 5 players with over 110 kills this year. Vadovas taking a little extra time as Coach Skoch was talking with Skylar Singleton. Lies with the tough receive on a Vadovas serve. Lions set up the offense, slide to Fitzley, partially blocking, played by Mueller beautifully. Elias hesitates off the block of Fitzy. And Melissa Elias gives the side out to Tampa. And their first substitution. Sarah Luma will come in for Tampa as Elias will go back to serve. Now Mueller comes out, so Elias will slide over to the center position. Milano has to scramble after that tough receive by Vadovas. Lions with the free ball back to Tampa. Milano digs out the swing by Holton. Huervo's attack dug out nicely on the backside. Big block, going to call a lip violation on Tampa, so we have a point for St. Leo. Fitzy and Vadovas. And Jason Skoch giving some construction to Fitzy before she goes ready to go back to serve. Fitzy's only had 3 matches this year without a service ace. And makes it 7 straight matches with an ace. And we're tied up at 7-all. Fitzy, all newcomer team last year. Really came on last year during this part of the season. Came in for an injured Dallas Jasper. And has been entrenched in the lineup ever since. You see why. Digging out the Tampa attack. In the middle. Off the right hand of Vadovas. Lions with 3 straight on a 5-1 run. They lead 8-7. Starting to become a very packed house at the Bowman. Service ace number 2 on the set for Annalise Fitzy. See Jeff Lamb, previous NFC Assistant Coach of the Year, coaching up the back row. 9-7 St. Leo, opening set. Annalise Fitzy serves it into the net. breaks the 4-0 line run. Side out for the Spartans.
Number 9, Tampa, Sorrel Cohen.
Ryan Imperiale, who before coming to Tampa was an assistant for Courtney Draper at USF and was a longtime assistant for Jill Stevens at Florida Southern, giving instructions on the serve. Rolled and covered by Elias. Right dig by Bolano on the McKeel swing. Vanovas again in the middle. Tampa digs it out again. So back to Houghton. Roll this time. Cuervo right there. Off the hands of Elias. And Michelle Cuervo, the pride of Miami, gets the swing. Side out for St. Leo. Claudia Rivera will come on for the Spartans. Omorji back on the floor for Skylar Singleton. Anna Garrett serving. Middle set, partially blocked. Vanovas again in the middle. Dominguez with the overpass. Back to the line side, trying to make it a 3-point lead. She can't, just goes wide. No touch, side out for Tampa. Lions hitting 333 early in set one. St. Leo hit Tampa hitting 188. Dominguez, a libero on the serve. Garrett fakes the slide and right in the middle to Tori Omorji. At this rate, she may get to 1,000 kills at the end of this first set. That's her fourth kill. That's her third kill already in this first set. Cuervo comes out. Rosado on the serve. Lions up by 2. Holton through the block. Right hit by Rosado. Vanovas scrambling. Has to free ball it back over to the Tampa side. Holton again into the block of the 2 seniors, Omorji and Akari. Side out for Tampa. Sammy Mueller back on the floor. She'll serve for the Spartans. Then he received by Rosado. They'll go back in the middle to Akari. Gets inside the line. Point for St. Leo. Get the kill to the senior Akari.
Serving number 5 from St. Leo, Peyton Bolano.
Bolano will serve as Akari will give some words for have a conversation with Coach Jason Scotch. Overpass off the net. Vanovas gets the kill. 13-10 St. Leo. Chris Kadanak, very stoic and calm over on that Tampa sideline. The dean of coaching in this illustrious league. Roll shot by Holton, read by Garrett. Lions trying to extend their lead to 4. Just goes wide in front of Coach Imperiale near the Tampa bench. Side out for Tampa. Actually, Sorrel Holton will come back on the floor now for Tampa. That was Katie McKeel, who was on those last few swings, and she will be on serve. Garrett, high arcing pass. Fitzy pops it up after the block by Tampa. Omorji with the tip. Dominguez straddles the 10-foot line to get the receive. Good job by Bolano on that powerful swing. Goes for the corner. McKeel gets that one in. Tip to Fitzy. Tampa scrambles to keep it alive. And Tampa wins the long rally by Melissa Elias. Lead down to 1. 12 serving 13. Garrett had a tough play. Blocked by Tampa. They'll tie it up at 13 on the double touch by Vanovas. Lions are up by 3. Tampa scored 3 in a row. And we're even as we approach the halfway mark in set 1. Victor Anderson, glad as you're with us at the Marion Bowman Activity Center. First place on the line in the Sunshine State Conference. A play by Hope McKeel. Tampa attack is partially clipped at the net. Set attack. Mueller reads her opposing figure in the center position. Wide was a touch. Point for Tampa. They take their first lead since 7-6. 14-13. 4 in a row. Jason Scotch thought about calling for a timeout. Won't get one here. Tampa trying to make it a 2-point lead. Outside. Tampa somehow gets, St. Leo somehow got it back over. Heads up play by Garrett twice now. Valovas free ball. Tipped. Over to Garrett again. Valovas pops it over on the second touch. Over Elias. Rolls it this time. Left-handed play by Amorgi. Valovas. McKeel continues to rally. Tip. Off the antenna. Out of bounds. Point for Tampa. 15-13. Jason Scotch will ask for a cleanup on the floor. See if he'll ask for a timeout along with it. He will. 5-0 run for the Spartans. Have them up 2. And see, they can keep that momentum going when we come back to the Bowman Activity Center.
When all eyes are on the court, we're focused on what matters most, preparing college athletes for a lifetime of opportunity. After the buzzer, off the court, it's about education and working to earn a degree. Creating healthier campuses through groundbreaking research and policies. And a fair shot so dreams can stay on track. United as an association, we've got work to do. We're building a pathway to lifelong opportunity.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by.
Because when you're a victim of sexual assault, no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
Victor Anderson welcoming you back to the Bowman Activity Center. Tampa in the midst of a 5-0 run, which sees a 3-point deficit turn into a 2-point Spartan lead. Tampa hitting 241, St. Leo hitting a $192. Katie McKeel will be on the serve. We'll give it a 6 after this point. Garrett goes into the net. It'll be a point for Tampa, 16-13. Tampa will have Mueller, Dufresne, Holton Elias, Dominguez and Libero, and McKeel. Garrett in the middle of Fitzy pushes it past a freshman. St. Leo gets a desperately needed side out, and Amorgi will come on the floor for Skylar Singleton. St. Leo's 6 will be Singleton, who will serve along with Vasado, Bolano, Garrett, Valovas, and Fitzy. Service ace for the freshman. McKeel got caught napping on that backside. 5 straight matches of a service ace for the freshman. St. Leo with 2 straight points off the timeout. Skylar with 4 aces in their victory versus Mississippi College to close out the crossover on Saturday afternoon. Lions with a chance to tie it up. Over to Valovas off the block. Lions, good job, good position by Rosado to start the offense. Dominguez will pass backside, goes to Holton. Over pass, partially blocked, played by Bolano, sliding in, sets up a free ball opportunity for Tampa. Euler fakes the middle set, and Holton splits it in between the defensive specialists, Rosado and Bolano. Tampa wins the long rally, takes the lead back to 2, 17-15. Mackenzie Dufresne, the freshman from Tarpon Springs. Right arm high, serving bottom right. Garrett, Valovas off the net, gets inside the line. Side out for St. Leo on the kill by Nina Vatovas. Rosado comes out for Michelle Cuervo. As even as you can get, Tampa hitting 240, 235, St. Leo hitting 233, each team with 10 kills. Mueller in the middle of the Potter. Good job by Valovas, but a great job by the sophomore, Kamari Potter. Started from the far antenna, came in, and a beautiful pass by Mueller gives her the kill. Side out for the Spartans. Elias will come in to serve as Mueller comes out on the floor. Garrett, Fitzy, right in the middle. Another side out for the Lions on a Fitzy kill. And just like that, Mueller will come out. We saw for a point, Sarah Luma. After the point, she comes out back for Mueller. Tough play, right back to St. Leo, looking to tie it up at 18. Madavas again at the 10-foot line. Not a powerful enough swing. Potter with an awkward light step on the slide. They'll call Anna Garrett for the double touch. Point for Tampa. 19-17, we'll see Luma back again for Tampa. St. Leo's already used one timeout in his opening set. Holton serves it to Valavas. In the middle to Akari, catches the corner. Side out for St. Leo. Rivera back on for Tampa. Amorgi back on for St. Leo. Garrett back on to serve. And it became third all-time in assists this past weekend against Montevello, part of the crossover. On the net, good challenge by Amorgi. Outside of Cuervo, just misses on the corner, just misses the fingertips of Elias in the process. Back to a 2-point lead. Teams that seesawed the last 8 points. The Libero Dominguez will serve. Dominguez 3 digs and 2 assists early on. Almost a silver service ace for the Spartans. Off the net, they'll say it was a touch. It'll be a point for St. Leo. And that's the first time we'll see Coach Kadnack standing up. Talking to our head linesman, head judge, Mr. David Carstensen. Coach Kadnack thought from that vantage point, it was just Cuervo who touched it and hit the net and went out of bounds without a Spartan tipping it. But Tampa responds in emphatic fashion by Katie McKeel. 21-19. Sammy Mueller back on. A little extra juice on that one by the reigning player of the week. An All-American candidate, Katie McKeel. The senior Mueller on the serve. Amorgi makes it kill number 4 of this first set. 20-21. Tampa trying to make it 10 straight. St. Leo's trying to get in a tie for first place. Blocked. Off the net, stays on the St. Leo side. Point for Tampa. 22-20. Out goes Rivera. In comes Elias. McKeel served. Vadavas off the block and out of bounds. Point for St. Leo, another side out. Teams FC saw the last 13 points. Singleton on the serve. She comes in for Tori Amorgi. Right to Mueller. Nice play on the net. Tipped, covered by Fitzy. Lions had a chance to tie, but will have to send it back to the Tampa side. Milano overpass on the swing by Holton. Good job by the sophomore Payne Milano. Osado sets up the offense. Fitzy, little awkward slide. Back to the St. Leo side. Garrett. Fitzy again. Off the right hand of Katie McKeel. 22-22. Chris Kadnack's going to use his first timeout. Broke a string of 14 straight points exchanged back and forth. Tied at 22. Critical point off the timeout. And we'll take one with them when we come back.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by.
Because when you're a victim of sexual assault, no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
So far, this contest has been as advertised, tied at 22. St. Leo on the serves off the timeout. Victor Anderson welcoming you back to the Bowman Activity Center. It'll be Singleton, Rosado, Bolano, Garrett, Fitzy, and Vado Vaz for St. Leo. Elias, Holton McKeel, Dufresne, and Dominguez for Tampa. Tipped. Right play by Singleton. Overpass back to Bolano. Vado Vaz. Dug out. Elias cuts in front of Mueller. Tampa with the free ball over to Singleton. Back to Vado Vaz again. Another dig by McKeel. Tipped. Lions scrambling. Can't get it over. Point for Tampa, 23-22. Now Jason Scotch. Does he use his second timeout? He will. We were going to mention the possibility of the team conceding this first point off the timeout using their second one. It is St. Leo, and Coach Scotch will do so. We'll keep it here. 23-22. Tampa up. And we'll have the serve coming back from the St. Leo timeout. Look around the conference, full slate of action on this Tuesday evening. Glenn takes the opening stanza from Palm Beach Atlantic, 25-21. Eckerd dominated over Florida Southern, won the first set 25-14, took the lead in the second set 5-2. Florida Tech hanging in with Embry-Riddle. Eagles up 22-19 as they close out set one at the Clemente Center. And Nova Southeastern knocks out Barry in the first set 25-23. So the Sharks giving Barry all they can handle so far in set number one. We'll give you continuous updates about the scores in the conference as our evening progresses forward. These two athletic programs will be seeing a lot of each other these next 2 days. Men's and women's soccer will be playing Tampa on Wednesday night. The women will be on the road while the men's team will be hosting the Spartans here at the St. Leo Soccer Complex. Of course, you can watch all the action on St. Leo Lions, all the action of both of those matches, as well as any previous broadcast and event on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. 23-22, Tampa will serve. It'll be the freshman Mackenzie Dufresne serving off screen bottom right. Good received by Rosado. Fitzy tips it over, goes underneath the net, and Tampa will have set point. Fitzy couldn't keep that momentum. And now Tampa will have set point, 24-22. Dufresne with two opportunities to give Spartans the opening set on the road. Serves it wide. Side out St. Leo. And a much needed side out as they get some more offense on the court in the form of Michelle Cuervo. And Tampa will use their second and final timeout of set number one. So again, we'll keep it here. Both teams out of timeouts in this opening set. St. Leo will have the serve. Tampa with set point, 24-23. Biggest lead either team has had in this set has been 3. St. Leo led 13-10. Tampa went on a 6-0 run after that to take a 16-13 lead. It has been back and forth ever since. Tampa's hit 261. St. Leo's hit 262. 16 kills for the Lions in the opening set. Tampa with 14. If you look at a potential key, St. Leo 3 service aces, 1 service error. Tampa 1 service ace, a pair of service errors. The front line, which has been a strength for St. Leo this season, only 1 block so far in the opening set, out off the hands of Cuervo and Fitzy. Tampa with no blocks in this opening set, but they have set point, 24-23. But the Lions will have to serve, and it'll be their senior from Italy. Nino Vatavaz looking to extend this first set for Jason Scoach. Victor Anderson, hope you're enjoying this one from the Bowman Activity Center. Nice play by Cuervo, cutting in front of Singleton. As Vatavaz cutting in front of Singleton. Off the hands of Dominguez. Tampa scrambles. Good job by Holton. Free ball by Dominguez, and Tampa rushing back to the middle of the floor. But Cuervo says, let's play on to deuce. 24-24. Again, both teams out of timeouts in set number one. Vatavaz serving. 4 kills already, 19 attacks for Vatavaz. On pace to have a career high in attacks as his match progresses on. Dug out. Goes out of bounds. Point for Tampa. Elias with the kill. Side out for the Spartans. Here's Kanak wanting a back row attack. Elias will serve. Luma comes in for Mueller. Elias will have set point coming up. Set point number 3 for Tampa. Garrett. Cuervo tips it. Goes off the right hand of Sarah Luma. We keep on going at 25 as Mueller checks back on the floor for the Spartans. Annalise Fitzy will serve. Over to Dominguez. Over past Akari. In front of a late charging Sorrell Holton. And St. Leo will have set point on Fitzy's serve. Fitzy looking to close out this opening set. Holton over to Fitzy, who digs it out. Cuervo for set one. There was a touch, and St. Leo goes on a 5-1 run and takes set number one, 27-25. Let's everyone inhale, collect ourselves, stats analysis, and set one results, and set two action coming up on stleolions.com.
In 1889, St. Leo is the 4th largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay through its online programs and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Welcome back to the Bowman Activity Center. Hope you enjoyed that first set, and we're hoping for a little bit more of that. The action that is on stleolions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Victor Anderson, glad that you're with us. St. Leo went on a 5-1 run fought off 3 set points to take the first set, 27-25. St. Leo hit 319 in that opening set, 20 kills, only 5 errors and 47 attacks. Tampa hit a respectable 265, 15 kills, only 2 errors on 49 attacks. The service game was really the difference in that opening stanza. St. Leo 3 service aces, 1 error. Tampa 1 service ace, 2 service errors. Lions +9 in digs, 29-20. Melissa Elias hit 545, 6 kills, no errors on 11 attacks. Had 3 digs, 3 assists, and 3 digs and 2 assists. Easy for me to say. We have 2 double-doubles like she has, the only 2 in Tampa history. Michelle Cuervo off the bench, 6 kills, hit 556, had 1 on the blocks. Toya Morgie, 4 kills in the first set. She's now 9 away from reaching 1,000 for her career. Nita Valdovaz with 4 kills, Annalise Fitzy with 3, along with Annabella Akari. Katie McKeel, 4 kills, hit 273, had 9 digs in first set alone. Sorella Holton, 2 kills, but hit 143, had 14 attacks. Tammy Mueller, 10 assists. She'll serve to start set 2. Mueller had that Tampa ace in the first set. Anna Garrett, 18 assists for the redshirt junior in set number 1. Garrett makes it 19 as Mueller tries to get on with the right hand over the Tampa SID, who's also doing double duty as photographer for the Spartans. So St. Leo on the board to start set number 2. Milano, line drive serve. A tough receive by Holton. Tampa does a good job to send the free ball back to St. Leo. Final pass off the net, right in front of Dominguez. 2 straight points for St. Leo. Lions have now scored 7 of the last 8 and 5 in a row since facing set point 25-24. Mueller, bad set. Dufresne went a little bit too early. 3 straight points for the Lions. It would have been a kill for Tampa if Dufresne just waits a split second later. Out the good pass by Sammy Mueller. Service ace for Payne Milano. 6 straight matches of an ace for the sophomore libero. Lions have now scored the last 7 points. Tough receive by Dominguez, who waited for the last second to receive it. Roll to Garrett. Milano to Amorgi. Almost kicked up her 5th kill. Instead, we'll have to wait after the free ball. Garrett Valdovaz sliding in with Holton. 2 off the block, right to Milano. Amorgi, backside, 2 is off the block. 5-0 run for St. Leo to start set number 2. And an early timeout for Chris Katnack in Tampa. Tampa has not found a response so far. Lions have scored the last 8 points. Lead 5-0 early in set 2. We'll take a timeout on StLeoLions.com.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by.
Because when you're a victim of sexual assault, no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
Victor Anderson welcoming you back to the Bowman Activity Center. St. Leo off to a 5-0 start. In set number 2, Payne Milano remains on serve for the green and gold. Making a 6-0 run as that one clips in the line. Second service ace of the set for Payne Milano. And we'll have a substitution for Tampa. Claudia Rivera will come on the floor for Sorrel Holton. Louis Rivera, Dufresne, Mueller, McKeel, Elias, and Dominguez. It'll be Amorgi, Fitzy, Vaz, Garrett, Rosado, and Milano, the 6 for Jason Scotia and St. Leo. Elias rolls it right in front of Fabiola Rosado, and a 6-0 run ends. And maybe that could be the spark that Tampa needs as Holden checks back on the floor for Rivera. Katie McKeel serves. Lions finally concede a point. Almost got it right back with a good job by McKeel. Assisted by the block, but into the net. 7-1 St. Leo. Amorgi off the floor. Skylar Singleton comes on. She will serve. Singleton had one of the 3 service aces for St. Leo in that opening set. They now have 5 for the match. Mueller will bump it backside. Right to Nina Vatovas. Gets it off Garrett. Triple block. Dufresne, Houghton, Elias. Right in the middle of the net. Dufresne serves. Gets the instruction from Ryan Imperiali, the assistant coach in the black polo. Garrett. Vatovas. Dug out. Over the shoulder, volunteer assist Lisa Godwin. Side out for St. Leo, and another kill by Nina Vatovas. In comes Michelle Cuervo. Cuervo in her last 4 sets against Tampa has recorded 20 kills. Vatovas will serve. Mueller in the middle of the Potter, and Potter got her own lone kill in that first set on the exact same play. She picks up the kill here. A little bit of a kind of a pseudo version of a slide/middle set. Potter picks up the kill. Lions see the deficit cut down to 5, and now back to 6. And that fire from Miami, Michelle Cuervo makes it 9-3. Cuervo has just been taken over just like she did in her first meeting on the 21st of September. I heard there's a song that mentions that date. Potter again, this time is partially blocked. Cuervo again off the block. Good job by Tampa. They scramble. Holton gets it back over. Great effort and energy by Tampa. Hesitation on that tip. Cuervo roll shot of her own, played by Holton. Pushes it back over. Gets it over an aggressive Akari and Cuervo. Tampa with the point. And lead down to 5. Those just joining us, St. Leo followed up 3 set points, took the opening set 27-25, reeled off 6 straight in set number 2, forcing an early timeout for Chris Kadnack. And Annabella Akari, the set that has been so successful during her time in St. Leo. Rivera out. Rivera in for Holton. Singleton in for Amorgi. Actually, Amorgi in for Singleton, I beg your pardon. Serve goes wide. Diana Garrett, side out for Tampa. St. Leo will have a share of first place if they can win this match tonight. Tampa 7-2 in conference. Winners of 9 in a row overall. St. Leo 6-3 in league. They have won 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. Garrett called for a double hit violation. She's looking up to the head official saying, what exactly did I do? First time Tampa has strung together consecutive points. And very quietly, this lead has come down to 4. The Libero Dominguez serves. Cuervo hit the antenna first. Point for Tampa. 3 straight points. Dominguez take a little extra time, holding the ball up the left hand, serving it with the right hand. Garrett in the middle to Amorgi. Right in front of Rivera and a late sliding Dominguez. Side out for St. Leo. Cuervo comes in for Morgi. Cuervo comes out, for Rosado. By the way, Amorgi now with 6 kills, 7 away from 1,000. Mueller tip, blocked by Amorgi, overpass to Valovaz. Good job by Mueller and Dufresne. Valovaz rolls it over. Elias just gets there a tad bit late. Lions up 12-7. Rosado will serve off screen bottom right. Mueller. Holtz's attack blocked by Toria. McKeel's attack blocked by Amorgi. All St. Leo so far, 13-7. Tampa has already used 1 timeout in set 2. Floating serve by Rosado. Harshly blocked. Rosado gets a touch off the left hand, but no one there to back her up. And a side out for Tampa. Sammy Mueller, 13 assists, 3 digs. Trying to use her service game to bring the Spartans back. Down 5 in set 2. Lost the first set, 27-25. Dominguez with the dig into the second row. Another kill for Annabella Akari. 6 kills, 7 attacks for the senior from Shelby Township. She'll come out for Fitzy. Lionel serves. Nice save by Mueller off the net. Dufresne gets the point. Potter and Dufresne with 5 kills combined on 14 attacks. Tampa trying to get their middles a little bit more involved. Amorgi set that one a little bit short. And the Spartans cut the lead down back to 4, 14-10. Tampa just trying to slowly chip away. McKeel serves. Garrett in the middle of the Fitzy. Mueller digs it out. That's going to go wide. No touch on the swing by Elias. Point for St. Leo, 15-10. Amorgi Al Singleton in.
Substitute number 11, Skylar Singleton.
Singleton extended her streak with her service ace in the match to 5 in set number 1. Singleton digs at the swing by Elias. Rosado will pass it backwards to the Tampa side. Off the block, catches the corner. Side out for Tampa. Tampa has reeled off consecutive points only twice during the set. Dufresne serves. Garrett on the side to Fitzy, and Hackett now. The linesman had to get out of the way to make sure he pointed that flag down. Fitzy with her 4th kill. Side out for St. Leo. Fitzy had 15 kills in that win against Tampa on the in that first meeting on the 21st. Hasn't been a big of a factor tonight, but she hasn't had to be. Blocked right to Valovaz. High pass to Cuervo through the block of Potter. And Michelle Cuervo makes it 17-11. Valovaz serves. Chris Kadanak will use his final timeout of set number 2. We'll take one with them. Lions will lead by 6 coming up to timeout where we return on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by.
Because
Victor Anderson, welcoming you back to the Bowman Activity Center on stleolions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. St. Leo went off to a 6-0 run in set number 2, and I've held that lead, and it leads 17-11. Valovas will serve off the timeout, joined by Bolano, Singleton, Fitzy, Cuervo, and Anna Garrett. We'll give it a Tampa 6 after the serve, which goes into the net. Tampa 6 will be Potter, Holton, Elias will be on the serve, McKeel, Mueller, and the libero in the red, Nicole Dominguez. Right to Bolano on a low serve, off the net, service ace for Melissa Elias. The closest Tampa has gotten this lead was to 3 when it was 10-7. But St. Leo has been able to maintain pace with plays like that. Beautiful set attack by Anna Garrett. Side out for St. Leo. Tampa has used their 2 timeouts allotted in set number 2. They burned one early in set 1 after a 5-0 run to start the set for St. Leo. Mueller on the side of Potter, dug out by Valovas, overpass to Tampa, however. They'll go to Houghton. Valovas again with the dig. Cuervo comes out of bounds with the swing. Potter again, and the third time proves to be the charm for the sophomore from Daytona. Tampa side out. Tampa chipping away. We'll have a cleanup right near the left wing, and they'll have an opportunity to see a substitution with Sarah Luma coming in for Sammy Mueller, which means that Melissa Elias will turn into the setter for Tampa. And that's what you have when you have the player with a versatility of Elias. You can play on the right side, and you can sub out your regular setter in Mueller, and you can put Elias as a setter, and she can still control the offense. Dominguez, McKeel popped up by Bolano. Cuervo through the block off the left shoulder of Bolano. Kamari Potter makes it 18-15. We'll see a substitution. Out comes Michelle Cuervo. In comes Brooke Turner. Brooke Turner, who came in their first meeting, had a tremendous performance. 4 kills and 3 service aces. Service ace for Sorella Houghton, and the lead is all of a sudden down to 2. Tampa on a 5-1 run. Garrett. Turner blocked. Turner gets on the second swing, and she'll get it down to Junior from Tampa, who's battled with a lot of these Spartans on the high school and club scene. Rivera comes in for Houghton. Amorgi comes in for Singleton. Garrett serving for St. Leo. Elias Potter, her attack partially blocked. Garrett backside to Amorgi. Make that kill number 7 for Tori Amorgi, 20-16. Tori Amorgi, 6 away for 1,000. Almost a service ace off the Garrett serve. McKeel swing partially clipped along the net. Backside to Amorgi. Make that 5 kills away. Mueller back on the floor for Tampa. 21-16. St. Leo has weathered the Tampa storm as you expected them to make. Has the lead back to 5. Now 4 off the swing by the player of the week, Katie McKeel. We'll have our first look at Tatiana Lyons, a freshman out of Kissimmee, coming in for a fellow classmate, Mackenzie Dufresne. Dominguez serving off screen top left. Akari popped up. Goes out of bounds right near Brad B. Nice catch considering he had the equipment in the hand. 22-17. Brooke Turner comes out, and Fabiola Versado will serve. Again, Brooke Turner providing a spark for Coach Jason Scotch. Overpass, Akari, Garrett, Vado Vaz, 23-17, St. Leo. Lions closing in on a 2-0 lead over Tampa. Milano with the right hand, high receive on the dig. Vaz, Dominguez digs it out on the backside. They'll go over to McKeel. Milano again with a great effort. Amorgi hustles. Garrett free balls it back to Tampa. And she scrambles back in time for the block of the McKeel attack. Vaz cross court. Dominguez gets there. Tipped off of Akari. Vaz, you saw diving in, was ready to get that dig. Lions gets the kill. But Jason Scotch will take a timeout.
The Lions volleyball team returns.
A look around the conference. Lynn up. St. Leo looking to do what Lynn has done to Palm Beach Atlantic, go up 2-0. Lynn up 25-21, 25-23. Eckerd up 2-0, but trailing 4-1 in set 3 over Florida Southern. Florida Southern's looking for their second league win of the season. Embry-Riddle on the road in Melbourne leading 25-20, 25-22. And Nova Southeastern and Barry in a tight one. Set number 3 tied at 1. Match tied at 1. Barry bounced back after losing the first set to win the second set, 25-20. And looking at the conference standings, as we highlighted in our open, Tampa leads the conference at 7-2. A half game behind them, a three-way tie. Embry-Riddle, Lynn, and Barry, all 6-2. And then St. Leo, a half game behind them at 6-3. And remember, St. Leo has home matchups still to come with Embry-Riddle. Matter of fact, that is going to be their senior day match on November the 16th. And then they host Barry next Friday night, in which St. Leo will be honoring the 2009 volleyball team that won the first conference championship in program history. But first things first. Timeout taken by Jason Scotch. Sammy Mueller will serve. Again, Tampa out of timeouts in set 1. St. Leo has one in their disposal. Coach Scotch hoping that he does not have to use that second timeout. Amorgi right there to Mueller. Tough pass. That'll go long and out of bounds. Point for St. Leo. 24-18. St. Leo will have set point. Hayden Milano, who was on to serve for that set opening 6-0 run. Great day by Milano. Second touch swing by Vadovaz. Tampa ready for it. Elias rolls it, partially clipped over back to the Tampa side by Amorgi. McKeel blocked by Vadovaz and Fitzy. Vadovaz to close out set 2. Dominguez stops her at the pass. Elias partially blocked, goes inside the line. Tampa fends off one set point, 24-19. And Sorrell Holton will come on the floor. McKeel will serve. McKeel, 6 kills, 10 digs. Hitting a $125. Overpass right to Amorgi. Tampa wasting an opportunity to cut the lead to 4. Going into the net, however, was Melissa Elias. And instead of being 24-20, it's a set 2 St. Leo win, 25-19. So St. Leo goes on a 6-0 run to start the set, and that is their margin of victory, 25-19. We'll take a look around the conference, give you stats for set 2 and set 3 action coming up on StLeoLions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Domino's has a $7.99 Monday through Thursday carryout deal. But if you carried out Friday through Sunday, you might have felt bamboozled. So we're extending the deal to every day and giving people who paid more a little payback. Like the Smith family, who got free pizza for a year. They love pizza.
We gave Brad a date with the Noid.
You're welcome.
And we gave Rajesh a nightlife.
Payback. Go to pizzapayback.com for a chance to get yours. And carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99. Now, every day.
Founded in 1889, St. Leo is the fourth largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay through its online programs and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of. In 1889, St. Leo is the fourth largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay through its online programs and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am? I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
These are Domino's all-new Parmesan-dusted, garlic-seasoned, and cinnamon-sprinkled bread twists. How did we come up with such a clever name? We'll never tell. Choose any 2 of Domino's new bread twists or medium 2-topping pizzas for $5.99 each.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools, for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Back at the Bowman Activity Center, Victor Anderson, glad as you're with us at StLeoLions.com. Lions hit 417 in set 2 to Tampa's 171. For the match, St. Leo hitting a blistering 361, Tampa hitting 226. Melissa Elias leading the Spartans with 9 kills, 6 digs. Katie McKeel, 6 kills, 10 digs. Nina Vaz with 9 kills. Michelle Cuervo with 8 kills. Toya Morgi with 8 kills. She now stands 5 kills away from 1,000 for her career. Spartans trying to look for a better start in a set 3, and they will off the kill by Melissa Elias. One change to the Tampa lineup in set 3. Tatiana Lyons, the freshman from Kissimmee, starting in the middle along with Kamari Potter. The rest of the lineup for Tampa remains the same. Now received by Rosado, gets helped out by Amorgi. Lyons will send it back to the Spartans. Elias off the net, off the left hand of Hannah Garrett. 2-0 Tampa early on. St. Leo, set 3 has been their strength this year, 18-2 in third sets this season. Suffered their second set 3 loss on Saturday versus Mississippi College. Nina Vatavaz tools is out the block, side out for St. Leo. Claudia Rivera will come on the floor for Tampa. Payne Milano will serve. Milano 11 digs, 2 assists, and 2 of the 5 St. Leo service aces. Masato digs that one out. Milano will send it back to the Spartan side. Backside Elias, blocked, stays with Tampa, however. Elias fell down. McKeel good to kill, 3-1 Tampa lead. St. Leo cannot afford to give this Tampa ball club any confidence. We have seen Tampa on many occasions come back from down 2 sets to win a match. Masato overpass to the Spartans who have to scramble. Potter's attack blocked off the net. Good help by Fitzy and Komorji. Back in the middle again. This time Potter's swing gets a little bit too high on top of the net. And a side out for the Lions. Singleton on the floor for Morji. Singleton picked up an ace in set number 2. Making it 5 straight matches with an ace for the freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. That play has been unstoppable for Tampa, where Potter starts on the far antenna, comes in on the middle, and Tampa gets 3 times they've gone to that play, and 3 times they've brought home the kill. Mueller Mueller out. In comes Sarah Luma. Gary with a bad set. Fitzy has to send it close to the Tampa net. 2 hit violation on the junior Elias. Point for St. Leo. And what's been remarkable about Tampa's season this year, as Michelle Cuervo comes on the floor, is they've been doing it without the services of Taylor Fossler, their middle blocker, who has not played a set all season. So it tells you the depth in coaching that Chris Kanak has assembled across the way. Overpass. Cuervo takes it, thank you very much. Lions tied up at 4. Those of you just joining us, number 1, where have you been? Number 2, welcome aboard. St. Leo fought off 3 set points to take the first set, 27-25. Went on a 6-0 run to start set number 2. Won that set 25-19. Partially blocked. Lions won an illegal attack. Play continues. Garrett on the backside pass to Fitzy. Catches the palm of Elias. Annalise Fitzy makes it 5-4. Sammy Mueller quickly scrambles to get back on the floor. She'll come on for Sarah Luma. Nina Vadovaz serves. Vadovaz leading St. Leo with 10 kills. 8 digs, hitting .258. Almost added a service ace to the tally. Swing right to Singleton. Garrett to Cuervo off the block. Off Elias and Dominguez. But Sharon Cuervo lowers the double-digit club, now 6-4. Lions have scored 5 of the last 6 since giving up 3 of the first 4. Again, another balanced effort for Jason Scotch in the green and gold. Service ace for Nina Vatova, 7-4. Only the 8th service ace all year for Vadovaz, but she picks it up at a critical time. Make it back-to-back aces. Chris Kanak, will he burn another timeout here like he did in set number 3? He will give some class of encouragement, let his assistant Jeff Lamb do the talking. If they give up a third straight ace here, he'll probably have to use that timeout. No ace given up this time. Bad set. Lions had trouble getting that first touch. Fortunate to give up an easy point. The swing goes off the antenna. McKeel tried to get the finesse off the antenna. Point St. Leo. Timeout Tampa. Lions went on a 6-0 run in set 2. A 7-0 run in set 3. They lead by 5 when we come back to the Bowman on stleolions.com.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Back here with you at the Bowman Activity Center. Victor Anderson, glad you're with us on stleolions.com. St. Leo, 4 kills, 4 attacks, no errors, 2 service aces. Tampa also has 4 kills. They have 2 errors on 11 attacks, hitting 182. Their service game, which we've highlighted earlier in our broadcast this season, which has been kind of a weakness, has suddenly turned into a strength, and give Abigail Mosier, his coach's assistant, a ton of credit. St. Leo 4th in the conference in service aces per set. Right on that average right now, up 9-4 in set number 3. 9-5 as Katie McKeel puts an exclamation point on that swing. Side out for Tampa. Holton back on the floor. Joined by Potter, Mueller, Elias Dominguez, and McKeel on serve. Valovas. Think of a Valovas who's off the floor, but give the kill to Annalise Fitzy. Lions doubling up Tampa 10-5. The St. Leo 6, Cuervo, Akari, Garrett, Singleton, Valovas, and Annalise Fitzy on the serve. The Potter off the left hand of Valovas, side out for Tampa. St. Leo looking for a share of first place in the league and the all-important tiebreaker over Tampa.
Serving number 10, Kamari Potter.
Sammy Mueller will check out for Sarah Luma. Clean on near the right wing. St. Leo looking for their 6th win in their last 10 meetings over Tampa. Looking for their 3rd win over Tampa in their last 4 meetings here at the Bowman. Cuervo off the block, hustling in, getting it is McKeel. Holton right to Bolano. In the middle, Akari blocks. That's a freshman, Tatiana Lyons, combining with Holton. And the Spartans cut the lead down to 3. 7 serving 10. Tampa scored 3 of the first 4 points off the timeout. Potter serves. Tough receiver, Valovas. Cuervo finds a pocket right to the freshman Potter. Side out for St. Leo. Michelle Cuervo had 14 kills, her career high in the first meeting. Has a chance to eclipse it again. She has 11. Mueller comes on for Tampa. Spartans, by our unofficial count, have used 5 substitutions. St. Leo has used, by our count, 3. And a beautiful set in the middle. Katie McKeel cuts the deficit down again to 3. Again, both teams finished their week versus Rollins at home. Tampa on Thursday, St. Leo on Saturday. So the significance of this match is even twofold as Michelle Cuervo makes it 12 kills for the evening. Cuervo comes out. Fabiola Rosado will be on the serve. Jason Scopes continuing to coach us outside. Cassandra came in along with Brooke Turner, who had a big kill in set number 2. As Holton gives the side out for the Spartans right back. 9 serving 12. Hanley Fitzy will come out. And we'll take our first look at Ashley Cuero, the junior out of Hialeah, Florida. And how Coach Scose has been able to utilize his outsides throughout this season has been masterful. Side out for St. Leo on the service air. Claudia Rivera back on the floor. 13-9 St. Leo. Victor Anderson back here with you at the Bowman Activity Center on stleolions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Glad you're spending a Tuesday evening with us wherever you may be watching our broadcast. Off the hands of Milano. Another kill for McKeel. Side out for Tampa. Tampa started on a 4-2 run to start set 3. St. Leo then reeled off 7 in a row to take a 9-4 lead. Lions currently up by 3, 13-10. Cuervo's first swing off the right hand. Nice Superman by Claudia Rivera. But Ashley Cuero gets his side out. Omorji comes out for Skylar Singleton. Tori Omorji, 8 kills tonight, 5 away from 1,000 for her career. So unless she gets hot late or Tampa extends this match, you'll likely have to wait until Saturday versus Rollins to see Tori become the 7th Lion to reach 1,000 kills. But Tampa will not go down without a fight. Cuero off the net. Mueller scrambles. Double hit on the libero, Dominguez. 15-10 St. Leo. Tampa has already used 1 timeout in this 3rd set. St. Leo trying to force a first-place tie as Singleton hits that one to the net. Only the 4th service there for St. Leo this evening. Lions trying to hold off another late Tampa rally. Elias serving. Low serve, barely received by Milano. Garrett had trouble getting it. Tampa cuts the lead down to 3. You saw this in set 2 when St. Leo had a significant lead. Tampa cut their way back into it, got into as close as 2 at one point in set number 2 before St. Leo pulled away late to win 25-19. Set 3 did see Tampa take an early 4-2 lead, but as we mentioned, the 7-0 St. Leo run has the Lions the cushion that they currently possess, which is only 3 points. And a tap by Anna Garrett. She hasn't done it much tonight, but when she's done it, it has been well-timed and well-placed. Garrett makes it a 4-point cushion and a chance for Nina Vatovaz to come on. Cuero out. Lozado out. Vatovaz back on the floor. She'll serve. She'll Cuero on the floor as well. That's going to go just inside the line. Side out for Tampa. Holton back on the floor for Rivera. Tampa has only strung together consecutive points 3 times in this 3rd set. Floating serve to Vatovaz. Back to Vatovaz on a backside set. Just missed getting that kill. That was scooped down low by Elias. Potter right to Singleton. Votto sends it back to her opposing libero, Dominguez. Holton blocked and Milano kind of got distracted. Thought that Vatovaz was going to get a touch on it. Side out. Point for Tampa's. Timeout, St. Leo. Lions will collect their breaths, and we'll do so as well. Tampa down by 2, 14-16 on stleolions.com. Victor Anderson welcoming you back to the Bowman Activity Center. Quick look around the conference. Lynn finishes off a sweep over Palm Beach Atlantic, 21, 23, and 14. Eckerd sweeps Southern, 14, 23, and 20. Eckerd back over 500 in the conference. Embry-Riddle on their way to a sweep over Florida Tech, up 20 to 14 in set 3. Nova Southeastern trying to pull a major stunner, leading Berry 23-22 in set number 3. That match tied at a set apiece. Katie McKeel serving for the Spartans. Down by 2, back from the timeout. Tip by Fitzy. Dominguez right there. Holton roll, partially clipped, played by Arrow. Through the block, and Garrett wins the battle with the much taller Sorrell Holton, 17-14. I'm really impressed with how St. Leo's responded after timeouts in this matchup. Fitzy will serve. Mueller on the side. Potter through the block of Cuervo and Annabella Akari. Tampa with the side out again. Lead back down to 2 again. Lions, Holton, Mueller, Elias McKeel, and we thought would be Potter. Well, will be Potter as Dufresne came in late. Had to get a substitution but late. Swing by Akari. Choose it off the block and out of bounds. Point for St. Leo. Get the kill to Annabella Akari. Toria Morgi back on the floor for St. Leo. Joined by Cuero, Akari, Vado Vaz, Bolano, and Anna Gary who'll serve. Overpass. Akari right at the free throw line. Annabella Akari now with a chance to get into double digits and kills. 19-15. Each side has used one timeout in this set. Again, the story, St. Leo trying to end up tied in first place in the conference and had the head-to-head. Toya Morgi, 5 kills away from 1,000. So likely, unless this match continues, we'll see it Saturday versus Rollins. Slide right in front of Bolano. She's saved. The ball is in. Point for Tampa. And Tampa has Rollins at home on Thursday night, 7 o'clock at the Martinez Center. St. Leo will host the Tars here at the Bowman on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Watch all those matches on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Akari, awkward touch with the right hand. Through the block. Garrett got a swing got a piece of it with our right fist. Lead is back down to 2. Tampa, again, will not go down quietly. Sammy Mueller will serve. Mueller, 33 assists and 8 digs. Garrett, Cuervo, right to Dominguez. Michelle Cuervo, 1 kill away from tying her career high, 2017. She'll come out along with Vadovaz for Ashley Cuero and Fabiola Rosado. Rosado serving. Lines up by 3. Elias rolls it over to Garrett. So Amorgi. Dug out nicely by McHugh out of the free throw line. Rosado called everyone off. Cuero to Dominguez again. Elias off the block, gets in. Tampa cuts it again to 2. Sorrell Houghton, quiet night for her. 6 kills, 5 digs, and 2 blocks. Low serve to Cuero. Lions collide. Morgi free balls it back. Tampa collides, and they give up a point. Rare mental mistake by Elias and Houghton. Now 21-18. Could that be the beginning of the end for Coach Kadnack and company? Tipped right to Garrett. Milano backside. Cuero tips it, blocked. Lions scramble to keep it alive. Milano free ball back to Tampa. Bueller, McKeel, side out Spartans. Final Vaz back on the floor for Ashley Cuero. By our unofficial count, St. Leo has used 11 substitutions. Each team allowed 15 per set. Omorji off the hands of Dominguez, high and played by Mueller. McKeel tips it right to Garrett along the line. Out of Vaz free ball. Lions trying to prevent the lead to cut down to one, and they can't. 21-20. Kamari Potter. Dominguez will serve. Tough receive by Rosado. Service ace, tied at 21. Timeout, St. Leo. Tampa, we said, would not go down quietly, and they're showing you why. 21-all when we come back to the Bowman Activity Center.
In 1889, St. Leo is the fourth largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay through its online programs and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Back at the Bowman Activity Center, Victor Anderson with you. Tampa has tied it up at 21-all in this third set, trying to extend this match. Dominguez, a little barrel, will serve. Tampa on a 6-2 run. Morgi blocked by Potter, 22-21. Tampa has made some late adjustments, and they're trying, and again, continuing to fight their way back. St. Leo in need of a side out in the worst way right now. Garrett, Fitzy, blocked again. Tampa being more active in the middle. Out of Bass, free ball back to the Spartans side. There was a touch, 23-21. Tampa closing in. Fitzy will come out. And we'll take our first look this evening at Aisha Ambrose, transfer from West Georgia. Garrett has to scramble. Valovaz rolls it over to Dominguez. Tampa out of system. Elias pushes it over to the line side of the floor. Valovaz blocked. Played by Rosado, overpass to Tampa. Good effort by Rosado, the sophomore. That's going to go wide. McKeel may want that one back, and she has a chance to give Tampa a set point, but instead it's 23-22. Omorji out, Singleton in, Fitzy in for Ambrose. Chris Kadanak will use his second and final timeout. But to stay here for right now, both teams out of timeouts. And we're in the same situation we were in set number one. Tampa up 23-22. Timeout was called. But then St. Leo's, after giving up the first point off the timeout and seeing set point, scored 5 of the last 6 to win 27-25. This time, St. Leo is the one that cuts the lead to 1. Tampa uses their second timeout. It'll be St. Leo on the serve when we come back from break. Embry-Riddle finishes off the sweep against Florida Tech, joining Eckerd and Lynn with 3-0 sweeps this evening. Nova Southeastern right now up 2-1 over Berry. They're getting ready to start set number 4. So right now, if everything holds up, Embry-Riddle will be in first place in the league along with Lynn at 7-2. Again, the top half of the conference coming into the night separated by a full game. And still plenty of huge matchups as we go into the month of November. Right past Rosado. Oh, they said that one went out. Wow. That looked like that one might have got in the line from our vantage point, but we're not the one with the flags making the call. Man, a tough break for Tampa as they would have had set points. Singleton on the serves. No service aids. Good play by Mueller, but a free ball opportunity. Fitzy, 24-23, match point for St. Leo. Set point, match point for St. Leo. Looking for that first season sweep over Tampa in a long time. Hayden McKeel says, not so fast, my friends. We will go to deuce. 24-all on the kill by the 3-time player of the week, Katie McKeel. Mueller comes out for Luma. Again, both teams out of timeouts in set number 3. Melissa Elias will shift over to setter on the serve. To Rosado. Overpass. Garrett wins the joust with McKeel. Potter blocked by Fitzy. Garrett tries to get the corner. Dominguez hustle it with a backward pass. Tip. Fitzy. Popped by Rivera and Dominguez. McKeel again blocked by Fitzy. Good job reading it by Luma. McKeel roll. Somehow saved by Rosado. I don't know how she got that arm underneath it. Elias through the block. Set point for Tampa. Tampa had 3 set points in the first set. Could not capitalize. Second set point to Rosado. Garrett wins the joust with Katie McKeel, tied at 25. Both sides electric and anxious all at the same time. St. Leo baseball, fresh off their practice, watching off screen to the right. Vado Vaz serving for St. Leo. Elias, McKeel, off the block of Garrett. Tampa will have their third set point, not before. Claudia Rivera will come off the floor for Sorrel Holton. Jason Garrett will upset about what specifically, I don't know. I don't know if they're checking to see if there was maybe blood on Anna Garrett's knee or something. 26-25. Tampa trying to extend this to a fourth set. Singleton, Fitzy, pops it too wide. Was there a touch? No touch. Point for Tampa. St. Leo wanted a touch. There is no touch. And Tampa battles back, and they take set 3, 27-25.
Ladies and gentlemen, your third set score.
So Tampa, unlike set number 1 where they couldn't capitalize on 3 set points, do so on their third set point of set 3. And we play on. Tampa winning set 3 the same way they lost in set 1, 27-25. Stats for set 3 and set for action after this on StLeoLions.com.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Anyone can be the victim. Everyone can be the solution. It's on us to stand up and not stand by.
Because when you're a victim of sexual assault, no one should stand alone.
It's on us.
Founded in 1889, St. Leo is the fourth largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay through its online programs and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sport.
Welcome back to the Bowman Activity Center. Victor Anderson, glad that you're with us on StLeoLions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Tampa, both teams hitting 364 in set number 3. Each team with 2 service aces. Tampa with 21 kills to St. Leo's 15. This is Sunshine State Volleyball in its best, ladies and gentlemen. Melissa Elias, Katie McKeel with 14 kills leading the Tampa offense. Michelle Cuervo, 13 kills, leading St. Leo. Nita Valavaz with 10. Toria Morgi, Annabella Akari with 9. Kamari Potter with 7, along with a pair of blocks. Sammy Mueller, 38 assists, 8 digs. Nicole Dominguez, 12 digs, 2 assists, and a service ace. St. Leo's lineup, Tampa's lineup first will be of Mueller, Elias, Holton, McKeel, Tatiana Lyons, who came in as a middle blocker in set 3 in place of Mackenzie Dufresne, and the libero in the red, Nicole Dominguez. Lyons counter with Amorgi, Garrett, Akari, Vasado, Valovaz, and the libero Peyton Milano, who receives the Mueller serve to start set number 4. Morgi's attack blocked, stays with St. Leo. Joust popped up by Valovaz. Free ball back over. Potter hopped up by Milano, who was able to get enough of it for Vasado to get a touch. Potter again, blocked by Akari. Tampa can't return it. Point St. Leo. It's the 3rd time all season Tampa St. Leo has conceded set number 3. Elias, right on the hands of Rosado, who will send it back to the Spartan side. Elias, long out of bounds, point St. Leo. St. Leo, each of the last 2 sets, went on a big run early. 7-0 run in set 3. 6-0 run to start set 2. Milano all stays on serve. Euler, good job hugging the net. Milano with a nice dig. Hits off the screen, still in play. As long as it's on the court, on the playing court, it's still in play. Elias blocked by Morgi, recovering is McKeel. Holden rolls it to the senior from Tampa, Toria Morgi. Dominguez digs out the Valovaz attack. McKeel into the net. Point St. Leo. Both fan bases. Energy's still a little buzzing after that set 3 finish. Won by Tampa, 27-25. Lions rolls. Good effort by Bolano. She's been all over that floor towards the end. Morgie trying to get that one over with the side of her right hand. Hit the top of the net. Did not go over on the Tampa side. Point for the Spartans. Holden will serve for Tampa. Garrett in the middle. Fitzy clipped. Good job by Tampa. That was Elias. Roll. Follow Vaz and Garrett. Miscommunication. Point for Tampa. 2 serving 3. And whenever your team up 2-0 and you lose a tight set 3 like you did, especially when you have match point, you try and you seem to play a little bit tight at the start of set number 4. All right, try to serve to Valovaz. Garrett, backside of Morgie. Right in the area of Katie McKeel. Point for Tampa. 3 straight points for St. Leo. Tampa counters with 3 straight points of their own. Sorrel Holton remains on serve. Garrett, Valovaz, dug out by Dominguez. Holton. Great job by Bolano. Well, the shovel dig, and Fitzy and Valovaz with some missed timing. Tampa up 4-3. Tampa playing with the more energy right now, especially after stealing set 3. Another good serve by Holton. Bolano fends it back to the Tampa side of the court. Into the net. McKeel came too tight. Side out for St. Leo. Amorgi comes out for Singleton. Rivera comes in for Holton. Skylar Singleton serving. 4-4, set 4. Block, pop back over to St. Leo. Singleton pre-ball back. Holton tips, gets on the corner. That's Katie McKeel, 5-4 Tampa with the lead. Dominguez and Sorrel Holden having a talk with Chris Kadnack. It'll be the freshman. Tatiana Lyons will serve. Overpass McKeel, blocked by Garrett. And Valovaz comes in late. Point Tampa, they're up 6-4. And what was a very vibrant and electric atmosphere almost 7 minutes ago has gone very quiet except for the Tampa fans at the Tampa bench. Spartans trying to battle back and forth the 5th set. I try to serve, tough play by Valovaz. Holds it over. Lyons digs it out, cutting in front of Rivera. And St. Leo all out of sorts right now, 7-4. Jason Scoach is going to call a timeout. I can't fault him here. Lions losing. Lions have no momentum on their side. Tampa with all the momentum, up 7-4 when we come back in set number 4.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity. And we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Back in the Bowman Activity Center, Tampa making a run just like they did at the close of set number 3, up 7-4. In set 4, Victor Anderson, glad you're with us on stleolions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Jason Schoch trying to find some sort of answers. St. Leo still looking for that first kill of the set. Tampa has 5, despite only hitting .059, up by 3. And Tatiana Lyons remaining on serve during this 3-0 Spartan run. Right to Bolano, who cuts in front of Rosado. Valovas gets it home. A big side out for St. Leo. And they're able to rotate in Michelle Cuervo. Potter, Lyons, Mueller, McKeel, Rivera, and Olivero Dominguez. Actually, Elias and Dominguez, the 6 for Tampa. Valovas serves. This time, St. Leo reads that outside set attack off the chest of Mueller. McKeel rolls it to her opposing number, Skylar Singleton. Cuervo off the block. St. Leo with 2 straight points off the timeout. Cuervo's now tied her career high in kills with 14, as she said in the first meeting, versus the Spartans. Cuervo 14 kills, hitting a blistering 5-4. Spartans up 8-6. St. Leo won the first 2 sets, 27-25, 25-19. Tampa took set 3, 25-24. Elias serves it to Bolano. Garrett on the slide. Fitzy blocks. Lions get it back, and Garrett hits the corner past Dominguez. Anna Garrett showing the athleticism that made her an honorable mention All-American in 2017. Side out St. Leo. Fitzy serving. McKeel right to Fitzy. Lions still going to tie it up at 8. Off the net, out of bounds. Side out for Tampa, 9-7. Sorrel Holton back on the floor for the Spartans. Haiti McKeel, 19 kills, 52 attacks, 13 digs. Garrett no looks it over to Dominguez, who was waiting right there near antenna. Cuervo off the block. McKeel again digs it out. Holton has to send a free ball over. Akari, haven't said her name much tonight, but when we have, is usually ended up with a kill. Akari's 10th kill of the night. Third line in double digits. Side out for St. Leo. Only her second double-digit kill performance this year. The other coming versus Indy, when she slammed home his career-high 14 kills against the Greyhounds. Holton off the block between Valovas and Bolano. Side out Tampa. Nicole Dominguez will serve. Spartans up 10-8, set 4. Victor Anderson, glad you're with us at the Bowman Activity Center. Tampa down 2-1 and a service error. That's the first service error for Tampa since all the way back in set number 1. Michelle Cuervo will come out. Rosado will come on. She'll serve. Low receive by Dominguez. Holton dug out by Mondo. Overpass out of bounds. Point for Tampa. Spartans up 11-9. Sammy Mueller serving. Amorgi dug out by Mueller. Elias on the second touch. Valavas rolls it to Dominguez. Holton right to Bolano. Over Sato, beg your pardon. Valavas hits it to Garrett, sends it back. Outside, through the block to Rosado again. Valavas off the block. Jason Skoch wanted a double touch by Bueller. We play on. Akari's attack block, but stays on the Lions side. Valavas blocked again. Akari a third time to Mueller. Over to Garrett. Bolano, call for the double hit. 12-9. Mueller remains on serve. Akari through the block. Side out St. Leo. Kill number 11 for Annabella Akari.
Serving number 5, Peyton Milano.
Mueller in the middle. In front of Bolano and Rosado. Point for Tampa. 13-10. Holton serves. On a block on the restricted line. Off the net and a service ace for Sorrell Holton. 14-10 Spartans. Off the net again and another service ace. 15-10 on back-to-back service aces, getting the gratuitous touch off the top of the net for Sorrell Holton. This time she gets it cleanly over the net. Valavas attack block, but Holton slides in front of the bench to dig that one away. And gets the free throw line, 16-10. Jason Skoch uses a timeout. Tampa can feel it right now, up 16-10. And we may be heading towards a fifth and decisive set at the moment when we come back on stleolions.com.
When all eyes are on the court, we're focused on what matters most, preparing college athletes for a lifetime of opportunity. After the buzzer, off the court, it's about education and working to earn a degree. Creating healthier campuses through groundbreaking research and policies. And a fair shot so dreams can stay on track. United as an association, we've got work to do. We're building a pathway to lifelong opportunity.
In 1889, St. Leo is the fourth largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay through its online programs and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and still is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
The St. Leo huddle trying to get some energy and life, down 16-10 in set 4. Victor Anderson with you. Tampa on a 6-1 run, including 4 in a row. Sorrell Holton's been on serve for that run. Now it's 5-0. 17-10. And now we'll see Ashley Cuero come on the floor for Fabiola Rosado. Tampa in this third set hitting 200, holding St. Leo to a 120 percentage. And buoyed by 3 service aces, all of them off the arm of Sorrell Holton. Blocked. And how about the freshman Tatiana Lyons? Coach Chris Kanak made a change at the end of the start set 3 to put Lyons in for Dufresne. And the move has worked. Off the hands of Garrett. Good hustle by Tori Amorgi. Free ball by St. Leo. Bueller outside. McKeel blocked out of bounds. 19-10 and no answer for Jason Skoch. A 7-0 St. Leo run. As Brooke Turner will come on the floor for Nina Vatovaz. Sorrel Holton remains on serve, and this is what St. Leo did to Tampa in their own building in that first meeting. Fitzy was the one on the serve for a big-time run. Holton back over, but called for a double touch. Side out for Tampa. Side out for St. Leo, breaking the extended run. Sorrel Holton in the serving game, giving Tampa a big-time lead, 19-11. Euler in the middle, off of Fitzy, and again the freshman Tatiana Lyons with the kill. Side out for Tampa. Lyons with 3 blocks since coming in set 3. And she will be on the serve. Milano will pass it to Turner around the 10-foot line. Tampa's been much crisper on those long swings by St. Leo. Garrett into the net. And that'll be a point for St. Leo. Mueller fakes the set in the middle. Holton with the clean. Hakil with the clean pocket. Splits it in between Ashley Quero with Brooke Turner and Hayden Milano. Side out for Tampa. Alyssa Elias will serve. Elias 16 kills, 8 digs, 4 assists, 2 service aces, 2 blocks. Garrett, no look, just sneaks inside the line. Point for St. Leo and another kill for Anna Garrett. Garrett quickly closing in on a potential triple-double as Sorrel Holton will.
Serving number 10, Annalise Fitzy.
Looks like we have Holton, Holton was getting ready to come in late. And then Mueller came on as a substitution, and now we're going to see if that might be a potential yellow card for the delayed substitution. And that's where our 2 officials are discussing. Jose Rodriguez down at the bottom, David Cardison at the top. And that's what Nicole Dominguez is ruling, and that's what Nicole Dominguez is getting clarification with Mr. Carstensen, and it will be a yellow card. So a yellow card has been issued for the substitution infraction. Still 21-13. Tip over to Singleton, who has to save it with the right hand. Garrett free ball over to Dominguez. McKeel in front of Quero and Akari, 22-13. And Sorrel Holton back on the floor. Unless St. Leo can find a last-minute spark, we're going to head to a 5th set. Tampa this season, 2-1 in set 5 matches. Quero pops it back over to the Tampa side of the floor. Holton into the net, point for St. Leo. St. Leo this year, 3 of their 5 losses have come in 5-set matches.
Serving number 8, Anna Garrett.
Anna Garrett will serve. Oops, sorry. 22-14. Tip to Garrett. Milano over to Amorgi, who has been held killless in his fourth set. Tipped, and the freshman this time, Kamari Potter. 23-14. And we'll see Aisha Ambrose come in for Annabella Akari. Tampa has made the adjustments. Remember, they fought off match point in set 3 to take it 27-25. Ashley Cuero bangs her to kill, points St. Leo. And Tampa has been in relative cruise control. It goes back to that point when St. Leo was up 11-9. Tampa got the point and made it 12-9, and the tip gets in. It'll be set point for the Spartans. St. Leo cut the deficit to 2, and then Tampa went on a 7-0 run. And it's been all Spartans since then. Lions all out of sorts, down on the theme in set number 4. And Melissa Elias finishing it off in a impressive victory for the Spartans in set number 5, 25-15. So now, after Tampa being down 2-0 and seeing them and having to face a match point, we will go to a fifth and decisive set. Race of 15. Teams will switch sides after one hits 8 points. We'll give you the serve first and the lineups for this decisive fifth set when we come back on stleoalliance.com.
In 1889, St. Leo is the 4th largest Catholic university in the United States and currently serves more than 14,000 students. They study at its university campus in Greater Tampa Bay, through its online programs, and at more than 40 teaching locations in 7 states, boasting small class sizes, academic excellence, and state-of-the-art technology. St. Leo is a thriving community you definitely want to be a part of.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Back to the Bowman Activity Center. Chris Kanak and his Brain Trust pleased with the comeback they have seen so far. However, they are trying to finish the job as we are in set number 5. We mentioned the significance of this match going into tonight, but what I'm about to say next is make it even bigger. Nova Southeastern just knocked off Berry in 4, winning the 4th set 25-22. So as a result, if Tampa comes back and wins, they will have first place by themselves in the league. If they lose, it creates an absolute mess in the top of the leagues. I would have said another word, but that is not suitable for public consumption. We mentioned the records of these teams in 5-set matches this year. Tampa in 5-set matches are 2-1, including winning the most recent 5-set match at home versus Lynn on October the 5th. St. Leo looking for their first 5-set match win this season. They are 0-3. 3 of their 5 losses this year have come in the full 5 sets. Sammy Mueller to serve to start the tie-breaking set. Skylar Singleton will start on service, and a block by Melissa Elias to start set number 5. It's Mueller, Elias, McKeel, along with the freshman Tatiana Lyons. Nicole Dominguez riding out the 6 for Tampa. Fitzy's wide, and again, St. Leo coming down early, 2-0. It's Skylar Singleton who's the setter to start this 5th set, along with Cuervo, Fitzy, Valdovaz, and Milano. Cuervo over to McKeel. Holton push shot, gets over Singleton, and Valdovaz catches the corner. 3-0 Tampa, early timeout for Jason Scotch. Tampa with a strong start, filling out the first 3 points in set number 5. We'll keep it right here as Coach Jason Scotch is trying to find something, anything that could spark this offense. Tampa for the match hitting 275, St. Leo hitting 292. But Tampa, who came into that third set, after the first 2 sets with 1 service ace, now have 8 service aces, 5 of them coming in set number 4, 3 of them coming in set number 4, all of them off the hand of Sorrell Houghton. Katie McKeel, 23 kills, 15 digs, 2 blocks. Melissa Elias, 17 kills, 9 digs, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 aces. Sorrell Houghton, 10 kills, 6 digs, 4 service aces, 3 of them coming in that 4th set. And how about to play at Tatiana Lyons and Kamari Potter, the freshman middle blockers? 10 combined kills between the 2 of them, only 2 errors on 24 attacks. Sammy Mueller, 53 assists, 11 digs. And she is on the serve on his 3-0 Tampa run to start set 5. Singleton. Cuervo. Another dig by McKeel. Houghton off the block, 4-0. Tampa trying to do what St. Leo did to them on their home floor. Come back and win on the road in this conference. Cuervo through the block. Nice right hand, right on play by Dominguez. Houghton cross court, sliding over is Cuervo. Valdovaz dug out. Off the net. Good job by Fitzy, not touching the net, and St. Leo finally gets a point. Annalise Fitzy, who will be on the serve. Fitzy, 7 kills, 6 digs, only hitting a .143. Houghton long, out of bounds. Point for St. Leo. Mueller goes back to Houghton, this time with a tip shot over to Valdovaz, who covers on the backside. Cuervo popped up by Dominguez. Houghton free ball to St. Leo, trying to cut the lead to 1. Cuervo, soft touch, Houghton digs it out. Partially blocked by the Lions. Set up the offense. Cuervo, over pass, Akari, misses outside. Tampa with the point, 5-2. Only the second attack error for Akari, and it comes at a unfortunate time. Sorrel Holton serving, almost picked up service, ace number 5. But Lions with a free ball, almost gets the kill. Middle set to Milano. Hopped over, Dominguez there. McKeel to Valovaz. Singleton, Akari. Holton has been the Energizer Bunny on that back row, and he'll give the kill to Katie McKeel, 6-2. And Jason Skoch will use his second and final timeout of set number 5. St. Leo had 2 straight points, trying to pull in some momentum. Tampa picks up 2 straight points of their own, and Jason Skoch out of timeouts and running out of time as St. Leo finds themselves down 6-2 in set number 4. And again, for those of you just joining us late, Barry falls in 4 to Nova Southeastern. So as of right now, we are in a 3-way tie in the conference at 7-2 with Tampa, Embry-Riddle, and Lynn. Embry-Riddle and Lynn all 1-3 tonight. Barry tied with St. Leo at 6-3, and then an absolute mess behind them. Eckerd with the win tonight. They're 5-4. Palm Beach Atlantic and Nova Southeastern 4-5, and then separation for the bottom 3, Rollins, Florida Tech, and Florida Southern. A combined 3 league wins between those 3 foes. Tampa off the timeout will have Sorrel Holton, Melissa Elias, Tatiana Lyons, Katie McKeel, Sammy Mueller, and Nicole Dominguez. St. Leo will have Ashley Querl, Skylar Singleton, Elabella Akari, Michelle Cuervo, Nina Vato, Vazano Libero, Peyton Milano. St. Leo had match point 25-24. Tampa came back, took set 3, 27-25. And they have ridden that momentum to a potential 5-set come-from-behind victory. Michelle, great job by Tampa against Sorrel Holton again on the dig. Cuervo off the block of Elias and Lions, side out for St. Leo. New career high. Toria Morgie back on the floor along with Anna Garrett. Skylar Singleton, Ashley Cuervo come off the floor. Garrett got an extended rest to start set 5. Garrett will serve 50 assists, 14 digs, 6 kills. Mueller tipped, played to Garrett. Cuervo tip shot this time over to Dominguez. Cross court right in front of Nina Vanovas. And Katie McKeel with kill number 25. 7-3 Tampa. Will change sides after the next Spartan point. Floating serve to Valovaz. Cuervo again off the hands of Rivera. 7-4 off the kill by Michelle Cuervo. She'll come out for Fabiola Rosado.
Number 1, Fabiola Rosado.
Rosado serving. Mueller in the middle. Got off the block. And that's Kamari Porter. Teams will switch sides. Spartans doubling up on the Lions 8-4. Victor Anderson with you here at the Marion Bowman Activity Center. St. Leo won the first 2 sets, 27-25, 25-19. Had match point in set 3. Tampa fought that off, stole its 27-25, rolled in impressive fashion in set 4, 25-15. Melissa Elias will serve. Sammy Mueller will come off the floor in favor of Sarah Luma. Morgie through the block, still looking for her first kill since set 3. Blocked, and that's Katie McKeel again. Point for Tampa, 9-4. St. Leo has used both of their timeouts. Lions, you better string some points together and fast. Vanovas rolls it over to Elias. Holden right over Hayden Milano and Katie McKeel, begging pardon. It's the Katie McKeel show in set 5, 10-4 Tampa. Katie McKeel, 27 kills. Lions all out of sorts. Free ball to Tampa. Elias back in the middle. Potter with the easy kill off the quick set, 11-4. And it seems that St. Leo has not been able to recover since having that match point on Pan 25-24, 24-23. Akari blocked by Potter. Tampa putting the finishing touches on a tremendous come from behind win. Tampa got on a 7-0 run in set 4 to take a 12-10 lead to 19-10. And for all intents and purposes, close out St. Leo. Vanovas right to Dominguez. McKeel gets in. 13-4. Elias stays on serve. Tampa closing on a 6-0 run. Vanovas again through the block, dug out by Rivera. They fake it to Porter. This time block over pass Omorji. Rivera there on the 10-foot line. Tampa with the extra effort. And another kill for Katie McKeel. 29 kills for Katie McKeel. Match point for Tampa. Looking to become the fourth Spartan to record 30 kills in a 5-set match. And the sixth Spartan to do it all time. Kari gets the dump over to fight off at least one match point. The last Spartan to record 30 kills in a match, you have to go all the way back to 2002. Anna Ruiz with 30 against St. Edwards. Service ace for Payne Milano. So St. Leo showing some fight on their own. Over to Potter, blocked. Just goes outside the line, and Tampa comes from behind, down 2 sets and a match point. They battle back and take this match in 5, 25-27, 19-25, 27-25, 25-15, 15-6. Tampa improves to 15-6 overall, 8-2 in the conference. St. Leo with a heartbreaking loss, falls to 6-4, 15-6 overall. We'll give you a recap, wrap things up from the Bowman Activity Center as the Spartans maintain their share of first place in the conference when we come back to stLeoAlliance.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back for the Bowman Activity Center, a championship-level effort by Coach Chris Katnack and the defending national champion Tampa Spartans. Down 2-0, facing match point, 24-23. They rally back, take set 3, 27-25. They go on a huge 7-0 run in the middle of set 4 and use that to propel themselves to a 5-set win and maintain sole possession of first place in the Sunshine State Conference. Tampa in that 5th set hit 526, 11 kills, only 1 error on 19 attacks, holding St. Leo to a 0 hitting percentage. For the match, Tampa hit 296, St. Leo hit 270. Tampa 74 kills, St. Leo 66. Each team with 8 service aces, 4 service errors. Tampa outblocked St. Leo, doubled them in blocks, 8 kills to 4. As like Brian Imperial made an announcement, that got some good news. But St. Leo had the match in hand, up 2 sets, had match point, but could not close it out. And in spite of all the substitutions made by Coach Schoch, Chris Kanak and his coaching staff were just a step ahead. The substitution for Tatiana Lyons in the start of set 3 proved to be significant as Tampa comes away with the 5-set victory. Katie McKeel, 29 kills, hit 303, 16 digs, 2 blocks for the reigning player of the week. Melissa Elias, 2 assists away from the 3rd ever triple-double in program history, 17 kills, 11 digs, 8 assists, so had 2 service aces and 2 blocks. So by the way, Terrell Holton, 11 kills, 9 digs, 4 service aces. Kamari Potter, 11 kills. Sammy Mueller, 57 assists, 11 digs. Nicole Dominguez, 23 digs for the victorious Spartans. For St. Leo, Michelle Cuervo set a new career high, had 16 kills, hit 353, 4 digs. Gina Vatavaz on the ball, Akari, 12 kills. Vatavaz with 14 digs. Akari with 2 digs and 2 blocks. Toria Morgi, 9 kills, so will likely will wait till Saturday to pick up her 1,000th kill. Anna Garrett, 51 assists, 15 digs, a block, and 6 kills. Peyton Milano, 16 digs, 3 service aces, 4 assists. Fabiola Rosado with a season high in digs for her with 16. So St. Leo will have some time to lick their wounds and turn around before they take on a Rollins College team who I'm sure was watching this matchup tonight. And a much improved team under Coach Michael Robinson. Do not let the record fool you. They are an improved ball club. So St. Leo will have to be ready to play their game to the finish. And they want to knock off the Rollins Tars to get back on the winning column. That'll be a Saturday afternoon match at 4 o'clock. We'll be on the air with you at 3:55 on stleolions.com and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Full recap of tonight's matchup later on tonight on stleolions.com. For our entire crew, my name is Victor Anderson saying so long for the Bowmen. The Tampa Spartans showing you why they are the reigning defending national champions. Down 2 sets, coming back and winning in 5, winning 15-6 in the 5th set. We will talk to you Saturday from the Bowmen. Have a pleasant evening.